Hey there everyone, Luke here, and yes, today we're finally getting caught up with the Witch Watch reviews. It's been a while. I know I've taken a lot of breaks, but I'm here now, ready to get into it. Without further ado, we're going to dive right into chapter 257, titled Bone Crisis Part 26. Now, yes, this is moving on from the mini flashback that we got between Shikimi and Juro Horatafisa, or Rosa Fatista, and now moving back to the present day, now that we've gotten some context into Shikimi's motivation, what his true desires are, why he hates humanity. And like I said last time, can't really blame him for his motivation. I mean, his one of his best friends basically stabbed him, betrayed him, and basically laughed as his fiance was being hunted for being a witch. So yeah, can't really blame him for that. But anyway, moving on. So we pick up from basically the endings of the battle. The battles are starting to wind down here, where we have the police and emergency services coming in, being like, all civilians in 1 kilometer radius around the pier have been evacuated, and all units are in position. Operations will commence the moment the Allura reaches port, and they've got to remember their turrets can use magic, expect the unexpected. So like the basic, like, okay, we've got witches, warlocks coming in, they can use magic, so prepare for the unexpected, and don't treat them like standard citizens. As we have Niku's mother being someone to uphold the mission, and as an officer comes in, it's like, Ibuki, have you had any details from your daughter? And Ibuki's like, oh no, she sent me a text, but I haven't heard anything concrete or evidence here. There have been casualties while Migima himself was all right. His werewolf altered personality was destroyed. So catching up on things, on what's going on with the hero side, what's going on with the villain side here. She mentions like Soji Kokuryu, a terminally ill cancer patient who knew he had little time left, has passed away while he's on board. So yeah, both sides have lost casualties, and both sides have suffered losses in their struggles here. As she says to the superintendent, Saki, like, oh, we're all frustrated here, but leaving it in their hands was their only choice. Like, they really had no other choice. It's like only Keigo, Khan, Miria and Mori were the only ones capable of actually dealing with it, and Sup as well, and Ban as being like the only front row fighters, because obviously Charmy, Nemu and Nico couldn't actually get involved in fights for potentially of becoming warlocks themselves. So yeah, they were, and even Ibuki was incapable of it, because she's still a witch herself, so she would have run the risk of being turned into a warlock in this situation. She even got into the front line fighting here. But she goes on and says they succeeded, they did their duty with courage, and all they can do now is greet them when they return and wrap up the final loose ends of this case. Yeah, not so sure that's going to go very well, Ibuki, considering that Shikimi at the moment is trapped in fines with Murray. But hey ho, you at least have some idea of what is going on in there. So continuing on, Ibuki mentions like there are other injuries aboard too, so they've got to keep our eyes out for them. And of course, retrieving the injured and getting them carried is their top priority. So they've got to have emergency response units on standby. And as they're doing this, we have Maya, Nemu's mother, coming in, like obviously looking incredibly worried, which makes sense. Like her daughter's in a battle of life and death at this point. And really nice to see how Maya has, considering she had that chat where she turned into Nemu and went into went into Mori's household, so I really lost my words there. But yeah, essentially went into Mori's house, not turned into Nemu, turned into Mori, and really got to understand like the family's going on here. Really nice that she's had that experience, so that she's had a change of Nemu actually having friends and realizing what a great impact they've had on her. But yeah, bottom line is she's here now, and she's asking Ibuki like, what is going on here? And Ibuki's like, oh, you're here, and she's like, yeah, I couldn't sit back and just not do anything, especially since my daughter's involved here, and so she's basically begging at this point, like, okay, what is the status of my daughter? Is she hurt? Is she damaged? Is she dead? Like, basically probably preparing herself for the worst here. But yeah, Ibuki says, like, Nemu's leg was injured, but it's not major. Otherwise, last I heard, she's fine. And as Maya says, then the plan to retrieve the bone fragment using stealth failed. The situation developed into head-on combat. So I guess this is where the tie of the arc Bone Crest comes in, because it was supposed to be like a stealth mission, but that failed, and they ended up getting into one-on-one fights with the friends. Some good, some bad, some dragged out. Yeah, and yeah, this arc really has gone on for it's been going on since last year at this point. Like, we're not even, like, again, like, seriously, like, okay, this arc is definitely the longest at this point. Like, there's no question about that. And yeah, even though with the ending of this chapter, it does seem like we are wrapping down to the final portions of this arc, but at the same time, it has gone on for a bit too long, for probably a lot of people. Like, we thought we would be out of this arc way back in May, but now we're in August with this arc now. So yeah, we really need to start winding down this arc. I mean, it's been one of the best arcs, but it's had some really top highs and some really poor lows. But overall, it really has been like one of the better arcs. Like, the highs have really outweighed the lows, in my opinion. So anyway, continuing on, Ibuki's like, oh, but they did succeed. They incapacitated almost all of the warlocks. Yeah, the only one that's not being incapacitated is Shikimi. So yeah, the big boss has not been incapacitated, but I'm sure they'll be alright. I'm sure they'll be okay. Yeah, it's the big boss that they're going up against here, but anyway, Maya assumes, like, oh, then they want, like, no, don't assume that! Don't assume that until Shikimi has been defeated. Only then that you can say, yeah, they won. If there's one member of the opposition left, then they have not won. There is still a chance that they could potentially lose. So you gotta be careful of how you pick your words at this point. But I digress. They go on and say, there isn't so much as a blade of grass on this pier. Without any plan, the police should be able to overpower Shikimi. Yeah, that may be true if they were going to a pier, but that's not where they're going. That's not where they're going. I mean, Shikimi probably already assumes, like, oh, this boat is going to end up docking at a pier. There's going to be no plans for me to be able to use. So yeah, we're not going to a pier. Like, the boat may go to a pier, but we're not going to a pier. So yeah, as the caption said, the Allura has passed the Bay Bridge. Estimated arrival time at the pier in 50 minutes. Yeah, going to be like the longest 15 minutes in the history of 15 minutes, as we get the thoughts of maybe Maya or Ibuki going, this will finally be the end, before we cut back to inside the boat, as we see Shikimi removing the barrier, or the cocoon that's been separating him and Mori from everyone else. He says, it feels as every cell of my body is ready to bloom. Ogre vitality is truly impressive. I had a wonderful nap, thanks to you, Morihito. The tables are turned. Now stand. This time I'll kill you. He's basically, like, in Shikimi's eyes, he's thinking, like, oh, this is going to end exactly the way it happened that day of disaster. I'm going to end up being the one to kill you, so you might as well just get it all out of the way now. But the tables surely have turned, but not for Morihito, it's for Shikimi, because as the cocoon dies, you see just everyone here. So you have Keigo, Kon, Charmy, Nemu, Mirio, Ban, Nico, and Momo just all standing there, staring down Shikimi as he's like thinking, like, oh my, like, what, like, seriously, I'm the only one left. I'm the only one left for my side. And he's like, thanks to I see. To think you take out every one of them. As Keigo and Khan are like, yeah, you're the only one left, so you might as well just give it up right now. You are completely outnumbered. There's like how many people are here? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 9-1, you're outnumbered. So you might as well just give it up at this point in time. As Mio goes on and says, it was only a little bit, but Nico healed us. Yeah, we didn't really get I was really hoping for like more from the Nico fight, but hey ho, we got the emotional moment from when Kikuyu passed away. Everything, so I guess I really can't complain. But bottom line is that Nico healed them a little bit. They aren't in perfect condition, but with all of them here and in fighting shape, you seriously don't stand a chance, Shikimi. We could just take you all on, and even though you might get some of us, I feel like in their minds they're thinking like, oh no, we're definitely gonna have the upper hand here because we're strength in numbers. So continuing on, Nico says, we're going to arrive at the port soon. The police are waiting for us. Can't we just say this is over right now? So just give us the last bone. There's really no point in you carrying on right now. And as Shikimi looks as though he's ready to surrender, he gives them a look. Then he's like, oh, fine. Like, almost as if he's like, okay, fine, you guys win. I guess I'll give up here. But no. This is Shikimi, and he is not going to go down without a balls-to-wall proper fight, as he ends up using his plans to take over the necks of every one of the people who's operating the ship at this point, as he telepathically communicates to them like, do exactly as I tell. If you refuse, then the seeds I've made you all swallow will bloom into one burst, and there'll be plans galore for me to just use my abilities to Kingdom Come here. As Morihito says, oh, give us the bone, Alexandra's like basically using his real name to him, and this like just sends like a touches a nerve with Shikimi. Is like, wait, only I am supposed to know about all of that. Like, how do you know my real name? I have not told you, so how can you even know that Alexandra is my real name here? As Morihito goes on to explain about how the idea of the sleep connected them more deeply than he expected, and he got to live through Shikimi's past, know everything about what went on in the past with Drew, with Rosafita, and with himself, how he ended up in this situation, how he came to despise humanity and everything, and he's constantly reliving it. The day never ends. Even after 400 years, he still blames himself for failing to protect Rose Faye. And Shikimi's like, oh no, do not talk. Just because you saw my flashback and you saw my memories, don't talk as if you understand what I went on here. As Morihito Kaz's like, oh no, I understand how it feels to fail because I've failed in the past to protect Nico. Like when you nearly killed me and Nico had to give up her essence and be turned into a child, and I had to raise her again because of the guilt I felt of not being able to protect her. I know exactly how you feel right now. But what I want to say to you, Shikimi, is what about Rosafita? Would she really want a world where witches rule rather than a world where witches and humans can work together? As Shikimi is like, shut up, I wasn't lying when I said I changed the world. I had to, otherwise when I do bring Rosafita back, the same thing will just happen again. Like the humans will just despise us all, will just send us on witch hunts, will be hunted down, shamed, ridiculed, not just me and Rosafita, but I assume you guys as well. I'm going to create a world where no one can reject her for what she is. To do that, I must rule. So he feels like to be in a world where she could be accepted and recognised as a normal human, he has to be the one to rule the world, to basically control people, and turn them into mindless zombies and be like, you guys are going to love witches. You guys are going to love witches. We're going to rule. You guys are going to adore witches. And you see just the reactions of everyone being potentially giving various reactions. Like, this guy's completely lost it at this point. And you can see like just the rage in his eyes. Like, yeah, there is no reasoning with him. Like, there's no way we're going to get out of a fight with this guy. As we see him take the last bone fragment that he has. He opens up a vein on his left arm. Is it his left arm? Yeah, his left arm. Puts the bone fragment inside the veins of his left arm. So it's like literally, it's like you've seen that like I'm squeezing a penny and squeezed by like it squeezed so hard it went into eye. This is literally what he's doing here, putting the bone fragment literally inside his arm, so they have no way of getting the bone fragment at this point. So it's basically inside himself. As he goes on and says, "Don't pretend to understand me. I will not surrender. If you want to take the bone, you can take it from my dead body." Essentially saying, like, if you want this bone from me, if you want to stop me, you guys are going to have to kill me. So as Shikimi takes the bone fragment and puts it inside his hand, we have Khan say, talk about a session, as we see Shikimi just speed blitz past everyone here, like, for 1 second he's just standing there, and then all of a second everyone's just like stumbling around everywhere. So we see, and everyone's just like what the hell did we run around, like, what went on here? As they say, as Keigo says, like, no, we slammed into the seawall. That's Yashimita Park outside, and everyone's like, didn't we dock? Well, weren't we going to dock at a pier and everything? As it seems that the idea is that Shikimi ordered the people in charge of the boat, ordered the crew of the boat to redirect it to a point where it's like, no, you're going to send me to a park. You're going to send this boat to a park where I can get off and have access to just trees around me, so that I can fight these guys and make quick work of them. As Marita says, the whispering a minute ago, he was given orders to bridge and changing course for the park. And yeah, this is where they know it's like, wait, Shikimi is gone here. Like they like he was just standing there. They are stumbling around everywhere. Probably Shikimi Outpost just zipped past them, and they were just contemplating like what happened before they realised, like, oh, we're trench coats, and then they realised, like, no, Shikimi has gone, as there's clearly a hole in the sea from before, and he went outside and he's escaped the ship. As we see, the ship has just crashed into the wall as they said to do, and literally we see Shikimi just standing in the park, trees all around them and that, and you're like, oh my god, the guys are going to be screwed here. As the police and emergency services are like, oh, the boat was changed course, it's gone to it's run around into Yoshimita Park, so what's going on here? Like, they're just scrambling around for situations. As Ibuku's like, oh no, oh crap, the trees, they landed in front of a place where there's lots of plant life like that he can use them. Like, the plans basically failed at this point. And yeah, even though Shikimi is intended to fight, as we see him just standing in the park there, everyone is like, okay, yeah, it's clear that he's not going to be reasoned with. We're going to have to fight at this point. We have no other choice. As Shikimi is like, which is all for 1,000 familiars. Let's finish this. And Morihito orders to Nico to step back, and Shikimi is like, wait for me, Rose with A, and that's where the chapter ends. So really good build up to like the fight that's going to be happening in the next chapter between everyone and Shikimi. Now, obviously, we're not going to be getting it in the next chapter, but I feel like the chapter after that, that's when Nico is going to potentially sacrifice herself, give herself over. I feel like at this point, the arc is going to end with Shikimi taking Nico away. That is how I feel the arc is going to end, because obviously at this point, with all the build-up of bringing Rose Feet back, bringing Yujiro back, bringing Horus Feet back, Nico has to be the one to be that vessel for it, and we're potentially going to get a showdown between all of Nico's familiars, all her friends, and her to bring her out of the Juru Rose Feast to Feast of Fate. I feel like that is guaranteed at this point, but it's not going to happen for a while. But the catalyst to set it off is going to be Shikimi sparing everyone's life if Nico just gives herself up to him. But that's something we'll have to wait and see, and obviously we're going to get into the chapter with the fight. So anyway, guys, what did you think of this chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this has been Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.